Oh, here we are, day two of our challenge to be the category of one coach consultant. And if you are watching the recording, we're sending loving kindness to you. And we just did a little exercise before our recording that, when you attend live, you get the extra goodies. We had a little goodie there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm curious, before we start, we've got a great program today. We're going to do a quick recap of yesterday, but we're going to get into the meat today of how do we activate this? How do we kind of look around corners and see what's happening in the world so we can be more valuable to our clients? We can be more valuable to ourselves, have more fun, get into our heart center, love our life more, do great work, continue to great work, and have a bigger impact. So I am curious, this whole idea of become the category of one, what does that mean to you? Why is this important? Why are you here? We'll forget about the slides for a moment, but I'm just curious. I want to get in your world and come on over through our Zoom screen, kind of like we're sitting. Imagine we're having coffee, and I like to joke that I have a big mug, so I got to do a lot of filling up here. So I'd love to fill up your cup today and also fill up each other's. But why is becoming the category of one coach consultant important to you?
I would say part of it is, quite often when we're entrepreneurs, we're always feeling like we have to compete with everybody and that we have to be flashy and different and or like all the rest. And I think at that time when you realize that you don't need to be like the rest and you actually shouldn't be like the rest and you should just be yourself and you're not competing with anybody, there's plenty of business to go around, that there's always someone looking for what you're doing. And I think it's that whole shift of mindset around, like I said, just getting away from the competition, getting away from trying to be who you're not, and just
Oh,
be that category of one.
yeah. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Who loves that? You agree with Kathy Dirksen? Yeah,
Thank you.
completely agree. Yes, exactly. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Who else? Why is this topic important? Molly, thank you.
And going off what Kathy said, that very much resonated for me. And it really is tying into purpose and fulfillment, like, and making a difference. I, I want to know, like, how dare I not share my gifts with other people, right? And so it is about being the person that is doing the things that I feel called to do and speaking my truth and making a difference in the world.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, Molly, thank you, thank you, thank you. And, taking a polar dip every once in a while. And again, if you come early to our programs, you get the kind of the inside track, trying something new and having a gift as beautiful as a pool so that your family can enjoy a pool and you can make these beautiful memories together. Hi, Terry. Welcome. Yeah, hi. We just did a beautiful little heart centered meditation together. And we're sharing why is becoming and why being the category of one coach consultant important to you. And we're going to jump into the how to do it and all that kinds of stuff. But just curious, opening it up with why is this important to you? Yeah, thank you. Copy. Yeah.
What Kathy and Molly said, I'm with that. I think being a category of one, I've been doing some work lately that's kind of cool that when people say no thanks, you just bless them and let them go because we tend to attract who we're supposed to attract. And those who want to work with us will.
Absolutely. Like attracts like, right? It was so beautiful. We got into our heart resonance and got into a really powerful, beautiful state. The energy of our call, we were able to kind of come here and just kind of take a nice deep breath. Yeah.
I wanted to just jump on your heart thing. It was ironic because I think it was this morning I saw something that said when you put your hand over your heart, It is equivalent to giving yourself a hug.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. Right. So we get to give ourselves a hug and each other through our Zoom. Yes. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. So guess what? We're already being the category of one, different than other things that are going on out there. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Gloria, how about you? Terry, how about you? Why is being a category of one, why is it important to you, and why are you here today so we can serve you, all of you?
Yeah, just to build on what everyone else has said, it is about succeeding as yourself, being authentic, being true, and being successful at doing that. For so often, women of a certain age, my age, you grew up in an environment where you work to fit in and to be like others, which meant being more like the men in the room, and to know that you can really focus on being yourself and standing out as a result of that. Just like, who doesn't want to participate in that?
Beautiful. Bringing our gifts, our skills, our talents, our life experience, bringing it all as a life force energy that people say yes to. Yes, yes. And we say it's X, 10X, 100X, whatever. And they're like, great, let's go. Love it. And everyone is blessed and prospered, right? No scarcity here. More opportunity, all opportunity. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. Yes. Terry Carroll, why is being a category of one coach consultant important to you?
Well, yes to what was said, and I
Yeah,
really
thank
liked
you.
the way Gloria
Yeah.
said, and also why we kind of end up here, because if we were successful in the corporate world and earlier in our careers, then we had to learn a lot of fitting in skills and a lot of expectations. And sometimes it's hard to get past that. But the other thing beyond and authenticity and attracting the right people, making it easier and more effortless to attract those people we're supposed to be working with, and the camaraderie, the community of other people who are doing the same thing, because it's really easy if it's just me or it's me in client mode to get stuck on that little hamster wheel in my brain.
Completely agree, Terry. Thank you. Yes. And there's a sea of women and men and everyone in between, just human beings that I think don't want to conform anymore. They're looking for role models. They're looking for mentors and teachers. They're looking for community. And we're at the perfect time to serve them and to step up, right? Yeah. And be that role model for others and for ourselves. So yeah, thank you. Yep, yeah, yeah. Carol, how about you? You are a role model and mentor to so many as well.
Yes. Well, one of the things that is interesting is that we have to overcome what we learned as little girls, that we shouldn't stand out above the men, above the boys, because boys don't like girls that are too smart. My mother always told me that I should not upstage any boy. It was not an appropriate thing to do. So it's like, oh my. So that's one of the things that I think that we learn in the process of becoming our category of one, is that if we don't stand out, we don't have any clients. And we have to know our truth, speak our truth, be our truth every time we show up, so that people are attracted, and we do become those role models. We do become those people that people want to know, because we are sure of who we are and how we can help.
Wow. Yes. Thank you. And to thank you. I mean, such great wisdom from each of you. And so we're starting our program, our theme today, which is, where are the opportunities that we can step in and we can fulfill, we can close the gap for the world, you know? And so we're going to talk about strategies to do that. But thank you. Thank you. Great. Everyone shared so many wonderful things. And, you know, frequently I love to show the wonderful, just so many quotes about the path less taken, Robert Frost, and, you know, Marianne Williamson has got so many great quotes and so many great quotable things. And also, this one precious life we're living is, gosh, if it's really now or never, and an inflection point. And so we're going to talk today about how to step into that. So let me just share a couple slides. We'll get the conversation going. And yesterday we had such a rich conversation. So thank you to each of you, you know, that you were here. Really appreciate that. Today is day 2. I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Networks, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. And I love the idea that I am a category of 1. Just like each of you, nobody does coaching and consulting the way I do it. And it took me a long time to realize that. Nobody does things the way, and I'm the right fit and the right partner and the right mentor and teacher and friend and colleague, and for the right people that are my people. Just so like each of you, you've got your tribe and community. And I think spending more time, the category of 1 coach consultant, she spends her time focusing in on her people, as opposed to the people who are right now maybe not her people. And it's okay. Bless and let them go and do their thing. So I love doing this because it's an expression of who I am. And I also, you know, got some new slides and some new ideas, but we're definitely at an inflection point, folks. And I guess to me, we're always at an inflection point, you know, so that we've got, you know, change happening, disruption, the old way, the new way. We've got conditions happening in the United States and in the world. So the bottom line is, what, to be the category of 1 coach consultant, what do you need to fill yourself back up? What do you need to stay inspired in creation and happy and healthy? What do you need? Take care of thyself first. And then what does your community need? Okay. And you can see I've got these graphics here. There's just a lot of disruption that's happening. And we're now at a very special and unique time in our lives where we're being called to look around corners. Okay. We're driving, the world is driving at a very, very fast rate of speed, right? And many of the cars are driverless, literally and figuratively. Okay. So we've got, people are looking for people that'll help them move around corners and to be able to take them by the hand in a community. Because if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, which I am, you know, the common phrase is winter is coming. And when they say winter is coming, it gets like a shudder among people. It's like the nomenclature for the unknown is happening. And I don't mean the season winter. So, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty, and people are looking for you. Yes, you've raised your hand to be the guide, the mentor, the coach consultant, the trusted advisor to them. Okay. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but you know, there are more coaches and consultants that are identifying themselves on LinkedIn than ever before. And so, you know, if we just look at right now, the right-hand column, 4.9 million coaches, 29.7 million consultants. However, if you go in and you become the category of 1, and you're, say, for instance, a group coach, or you're a team coach, or you're a team consultant, or you're a profitability specialist, or you're a community builder through best-selling books, you know, or you're a LinkedIn optimization expert, or whatever your title is, you know, you get to claim the title and become the category of 1, even on LinkedIn. And of course, I am not a LinkedIn expert. Carol Kemmer is. Talk to Carol about LinkedIn. But the point I'm trying to make is we've got to get out of this generalization and move into a specialization. Okay. And at the same time, we know that the ICF just released a report of the state of coaching, and I'm an ICF International Coach Federation member since 1998. The coaching market, the consulting market is exploding as it has been. Okay. So globally and then in the US, coaching has become mainstream. All right. Group coaching, team coaching, excellence coaching, performance coaching. And so the opportunity is there. And so I just wanted to presence for us, set the context that the opportunity is endless, especially with 8 billion people on the planet. However, today's topic, like yesterday's, is with all of the sea of folks, we've got to become a category of one. If people cannot find us, they cannot hear about us, they cannot refer us, as Sheila Anderson says, people need to know you before they need you. All right. And we believe in the blue ocean strategy. Let's get out of the murky red waters. If you haven't read it, you haven't, get into it. It's a great, great body of work, blue ocean strategy. Okay. And yesterday we shared some beautiful thoughts and testimonials and discussion points about getting into that ikigai, you know, that beautiful, beautiful part where your passion, your mission, your profession, your vocation, what the world needs, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, what you love, all of it converges together. So that's really the theme for our challenge, is being the category of one in the sweet spot. Okay. So yesterday we talked about our unique positioning. Today we're going to talk about specific innovative solutions. How do you uncover market problems and develop innovative solutions that people will buy, will pay for, will invest in, will invest financially, but also change their habits, change their business. They will transform as a result of who you are and what you do. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about the income and the revenue of all of it. Okay. So day one, we're not going to spend a lot of time, but day one was really about your strengths. How do you differentiate your brand? We talked about what do clients consistently praise you for as the clue and the access to, hey, why am I a category of one, right? And we talked about what problems do you solve effortlessly that others struggle with. Okay. Again, where's that sweet spot into who you are and what you do? And so I just want to pause for a moment, give you a chance to share your thoughts on this. You've had 24 hours to kind of simmer in it. In both of these is, what do your clients consistently praise you for? The thing that you uniquely do, the unique thing that makes you you. And we also just talked about what problems do you solve that others really can't. You know, it's so easy for you that you just maybe even kind of discount it a little bit. Okay. So I want to open up the conversation for a moment, and then we're going to pop into day two. Any thoughts, anything that's emerged for you of the problems that you solve effortlessly? What is it that your clients tell you consistently about you and what you do? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good. Got it, copy. Thank you. Yeah, good. Any thoughts about this? I was planting a little seed yesterday. And Molly, you mentioned that you watched the replay, and so thank you for that. Yeah, yeah. Do you agree? What are your thoughts on the idea that because it's so easy for us, what we do, how we do it, it's so easy for us, we just kind of assume that it's easy for others too. And it isn't. Yeah. Thoughts about that? Comments?
Part of it too, I think, is kind of listening to your own skills and intuition around what feels right. What is that right thing that actually energizes you, instead of doing those other things that drain you.
Thank you, Kathy. Yes. Isn't that a great clue? That we feel in the flow of things, and, and that we get stuff done. We got to get stuff done, even if there's a little bit of a nudge there, or, a little bit of a speed bump or whatever, but yeah, we still do it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Molly, you were leaning in. Thoughts about that for yourself? because I couldn't do girls coaching. I couldn't youth coaching.
And that's just it. I get
I-
so many compliments on, sorry, I totally cut you off, Kathleen.
That's so don't.
I do get a lot of compliments on how I can engage in groups of girls and how well I can get them to do things. And I'm often my energy level is often referred, and it's not idolized, but people admire the energy that I have and how
Yes.
I just get things done. So
Yeah. And celebrating that, right?
mhm.
Yeah, really powerful. It's really powerful. Yes. And I think about that and I think to myself, I don't know that I would have wanted to be a coach for someone like me when I was a teen. But yet you could do that, you know?
I'm
Yeah.
not mom.
Exactly. Exactly. And at the same time, I would have gone, oh, Miss Molly is so sweet. I really like her. You know, yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So it's divinely, uniquely yours to do. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Good. Yeah.
I think so many of us in the, when we're working with the corporate clients, we get the thank you. We don't get specificity. And, maybe with working with young girls, you at least get maybe you get more specifics because you got parents thanking. I'm not sure if it's the girls, but I mean, I struggle with your question, Kathleen, because I've had people say they appreciate things that I've done. And can I describe that? Not so specifically, other than, the unique ones that stand out. Like somebody said, God, you're really good at subtle shaming, and challenging my mindset. Okay, well, maybe that's something specific. So said a little tongue in cheek, but, we tend to hear more thank you, well done, which isn't so specific. And I haven't asked, and maybe I should.
Well, that was day one of our challenge. Gloria, you bring up such a great point. We spent a lot of time talking about this specifically yesterday. And Carol is experienced in one of our sessions a while ago, is going the 7 levels deep, going deeper and deeper and deeper. To ask permission, obviously, to, hey, could I ask you? Well, why did that matter? And what difference did that make? And it requires such a level of trust and intimacy to do that, but like getting to the heart of the matter, so that could, if there's one thing from yesterday, we really got into that, is getting to what's real for them, right? In a world of very superficial, thank you, you look nice, you did a great job. It's like, okay, it's like eating a Big Mac, I don't mind a Big Mac every once in a while, but you kind of get done, you go, okay, well, all right.
Tastes the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Great. Thank you. So any other thoughts about what do you consistently get praised for? What problems do you solve that are effortless to you? Anything else before we move forward? Yeah. And I think it's you're uniquely gifted and granted the opportunity to do what you do. And I think that the key is for us to get into the downstream of where it's easy and effortless. And before our call, we were talking, Molly and I in the group, about Wim Hof. Bless that man. Bless that man. I know, because I know his backstory. He, for years, was preaching the benefits of cold therapy to people. And he was singing it from the mountaintops. And he got to this inflection point where things happened for him. He met the right people. He stayed with it. He was just at this really interesting point. And then everything exploded. He's got a certification program. He brings groups and retreats of people. His magic on 60 Minutes, he's got this magic. But imagine if he had given up, the world would not know about the benefits of his particular thought leadership, Yeah. So there we go. Yes. And he is consummately William Hof. He's not changed for anybody. he is who he is. So just do some research on that. Okay, good. He's a category of 1 for sure. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. So let's move into our day 2. Day 2 is we're going to chat about and come away with some ideas about how to innovate your solutions. There are market problems, and maybe they're not so hidden, but what is it that you do, how you do it, what you can do, what you can offer, who you are, what you can create that is truly highly sought after and in demand. Okay. And so that we can get again into that downstream. If many of how many of you have been paddling down a river or something? Have you done any sort of whitewater rafting? Yes, yes, yes. You know that paddling upstream is really hard. Even if you've got a boat full of people, it's still really hard. And then the joy, inversely, the joy of being in the downstream, being in a beautiful boat, you're safe, you've got your vest, everything is cool. Just the ease of like, wow, this feels really good. This feels right to me. So my whole goal is let's get into the downstream of our businesses and our life. Okay. So I've got some curious questions because that's one of my strengths is thinking about the curious questions. Okay. So in addition to curious question from yesterday, what do you do that the clients consistently praise you for? That's part of your sweet spot. What problems do you solve that are just easy for you to solve? You can see things that others can't see. Okay. It's an opportunity for you to really analyze and pull apart your business processes, your frameworks, your systems, your success strategy. Okay. Today is what are the trends, the emerging technologies? I've listed just a couple things here, some things that you can think about. What are the trends? What are the emerging technologies, the regulatory changes, the shifts in consumer or organizational behavior? What's happening in the world with your ideal clients that you can see, that you notice? And hello, that raises our responsibility and opportunity to be a student of what our clients are dealing with. Gloria, you're out there, you're meeting folks, you're listening, you're taking the temperature of what's happening in the market. And so I'm just curious, maybe if you take a moment and think about for yourself, you think about that ideal client, and I love to say, if you can see the face of one of your ideal clients, the better. See the face. Imagine that person in front of you, and they're sharing with you, hey, gosh, this thing is really difficult for us, or this new thing, we're having a challenge with this. Because guess what? You've earned the right to be in a trusting relationship where they're telling you these things. Okay. What are the regulatory changes? I mean, I just listed a couple. There are thousands of things you can ask. Okay. So I just want to pause here for a moment. And there are so many things that I would have never, ever, ever known until I really started asking my clients and, ask them, hey, tell me about your day. Tell me about what's happening for you in your world. And again, questions like, what's the impact on that, on yourself, your team, your company, your organization? Hey, if you don't do anything about this, what's the implication for you? Getting to the heart of it. Beautiful consulting questions, coaching questions. Okay. So over to you. What do you see are kind of some trends that you see? Emerging technology, obviously AI, of course, regulatory changes. Hey, we have new administrations coming in. No doubt we'll have a new administration in government, federally, state-wise, locally. What are some things that you're seeing that could be impacting folks? Shifts. Please, Gloria.
I'll
Thank you,
jump
love
in. I
it.
think one of the big ones, it's an obvious one, and I just don't know that companies are adapting as well, is just the changing demographics. baby boomers continuing to retire, millennials in leadership positions now, Gen Z in the expectations that they have for work. COVID was a great disruptor of many things. It was certainly problematic, but it also caused people to really rethink what were they doing, where were they doing it, and who they were doing it for. And organizations are trapped in this is the way we always do it. We work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, rather than be flexible, rather than try to meet people where they're at. Retention is obviously has been a huge challenge for years, and it's going to continue to be that way because, even in a recessionary period, people are still making decisions about where they work based upon the kind of environment it is. And that personally excites me because I think organizations, the corporate world it's long past due for the corporate world to flex a little bit.
Amen. And you have certainly expressed your category of 1 thought leadership by rating and being published in HBR and other publications. So congratulations to you. And, certainly one of the topics, aligned with what you're saying too, Gloria, is what I'm seeing. And we're going to do a women's coaching and consulting council about it, about the role of caring in the workplace, the role of compassion, the role of bringing more womanity into the workplace. So we're going to have a spin on that. And we're going to be doing that program featuring you. If you're one of our esteemed faculty members, you're going to be on the podium. We're going to feature you. But that's one of the trends. I'm seeing that word, hello, it's such a common word, but the role of caring and civility. So we're going to be doing a program on caring and civility. Yeah.
And hopefully that takes off in the work world, because that's been the topic of some of my more recent articles, has been on kindness and empathy and caring. And unless we change the mindset of people entering the work world today, which I hope we don't, fit them into our mold, it's going to continue to be a priority, and coaching and personal development is going to continue to be important.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes. And I think the what to do, we could spend all day in our women's coaching and consulting council talking about the what to do, but I think we'll get into the how to do it with our clients too. So we get to showcase your thought leadership to that craving for the how to do it, and to be supported and accountable and nurtured. Yes. Yeah. And how to do it when it's not easy. Right. Yeah. Good. All right, Gloria, we just wrote a whole new HBR article together. This is
Excellent.
Fantastic. Yeah. So there we go. We just demonstrated. That's the category of 1 process. Good. Okay, good. Thank you. Yes. So who else? What are you seeing are the trends, the regulatory issues, the changes, the shifts? I mean, what do you see that's happening, or hearing what's happening? And how does it impact your ideal clients? Jump in.
Well, it's kind of the counterpart to what Gloria is talking about with the kindness and civility and joy. And the counterpart to that is people are weary of being wrapped in this big ball of stuck and uncertainty and chaos. And so they want their interactions to be more kind and civil, but they're also seeing their organizations, they're just kind of treading water because of the complexity, because of the uncertainty, not sure what's happening. There are a lot of people that are peddling fear, whether, in the business world and in the world at large. And you can't live there. And a lot of people have figured out that they are burned out, their staff is burned out. They can't survive as an organization, and they certainly can't scale and grow if they're always focusing on the knots instead of the possibilities.
Terry, awesome. I mean, hot, right? Really powerful. Yes, 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 yes. And for you, Gloria, and you, Terry, and all of us here, you have a unique perspective as a category of one coach consultant that you can bring to the organization. And then, of course, help them monetize, the outcomes, the ROI, the impact, the implication, all of that. So, wow, fantastic.
And the corollary to that is, Kathleen, you're not ignoring reality. You're
Right.
not ignoring
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is happening if people are behaving badly or showing low EQ, or
Yes.
there are, a couple of industries are having massive supply chain issues, even again this week.
Yeah.
But it's saying, yeah, that's happening. And where can I move forward? Where are the possibilities?
Yeah, it's kind of human nature to spend more time on why something won't work or why we shouldn't do it, defend the way we have always done it, than it is to be curious and go, I wonder, what can we do now? And
Yeah.
even when you're successful, it's the challenge of, okay, what's next for us? And I love, Kathleen, that you had on your slides, kind of the managing change, but then the other one, which looked a little more chaotic, but it was all about experimentation. And I wish more companies and leaders would have this mindset of experimentation, because for me, what's beautiful about experiments, there's no failure that comes with it. In medical research, we just learn, we adapt, we iterate. And I'd love to see more of that. And I think it takes courageous leaders to be able to do that. And I think that's where we all come in, is helping leaders be courageous.
So Terry, thank you. Gloria, thank you. You just wrote at least a half dozen award-winning articles and a body of work and programs and something that's like rising above the noise out there. And, is so different than, okay, I'm a leadership coach or I'm a team building coach. Like, you know, this is like another level of hotness, really, really hot and exciting. Yeah. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. Thank you. Carol, how about you? And also Copy, what are you seeing are the trends? And this is part of our day too, is to think about how am I connecting up with what are the trends, what are the emerging technologies, what's happening in the world, what are the shifts, where's there that gap and that opportunity that I can step into to provide my offer. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the trends that I see is the tension between, are we going to pull all our people back together, or can they all be
Yes.
remote? And how can we nurture people in that remote context? How can we do what we used to do with our barbecues on the outside with the sunshine in California? And now everybody's like all over the country living separately. no infrastructure that they had built to kind of keep you with the company.
Yeah.
So I see that. I also see a lot of people that I work with are at the end of their rope in terms of corporate community. They want to be pivoting and doing something on their own terms, on their own time. And that's where I shine, is how do we help people pivot and create that new narrative about who they are, where they came from, and where they're going, so that they are still attractive in the world of work. So I don't really have a way to impact that remote thing, but I sure have a way to impact, the people that are looking to pivot and not spend their last X number of years in a corporate role. There are a lot of people that want to switch out of that.
Right. Right.
agree. And I wish more companies would embrace that, because I think oftentimes you can miss out on great talent because somebody wants to do something different, and they could do a side that, most people have a side hustle, or they, can do gigs, little short-term gigs. Like, why not support that gig economy? And I would just jump in on the remoteness and our people working remote, hybrid, in office. It is, and this is where I want to support people, it's a control issue. And I think we've got to help leaders with the control, because they look for the connection, and they weren't all that deliberate with really fostering connection when people were in the office. We could have great events, but we weren't fostering great connection. So, Carol will kind of get together, because, I'll focus on how you can help people have connection, whether they're in the same office or remote, and you can help them explore their next opportunity, what they want to be doing differently. And then we can make sure companies are looking at those as talented individuals. And if I can get a little bit of their time, win for me. Gosh, I'm on a soapbox. I'm going to mute myself.
And
No,
you are
I'm-
leading to this next thing, which is so beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
Well, and
Terry.
Kathleen, I'm going to jump in real fast, because part of what ties what the two of you are just talking about, when we talk about market strategy, one of the key things it's really easy to gloss over is, what does the client see as a substitute, not what do we think is. And what Gloria was talking about, and ties into Carol, is folks that are going off and remote or going off into their own gig because they're not getting what they need in the corporate world. They see all these other substitutes that are not just, hey, I'm going to take another corporate gig. There's a lot of substitutes other than, hey, I'm going to stay where I am, or I might change departments, or I'll go across the street. And the companies aren't seeing that.
They are.
And so I would love to see the two of you riffing on that, because I think there's so much energy there.
I just want to jump in and say, to Gloria and Carol's point, that's exactly when I jumped off to do the interview. One of the things I'm doing is helping people have the opportunity to work remotely anywhere in the world, and make some serious dough, serious coin. And what's really interesting about it is people's mindset. If they're still locked into that corporate mindset, they're not going to do it, and that's okay. And and that's what I was saying, that when people say, nah, this isn't for me, I'm like, best to you,
Right.
and I move on. And then I was also going to say, first of all, in the car industry, there is no remote. I mean, even during COVID, they were in that dealership. And trying to change the culture of the automotive industry is akin to turning the Titanic. However, the best dealers that I've worked with are those that get that if they can control what's in their control, they're going to be successful. And I had a couple of dealers. I have one in particular that I just absolutely adore. Actually, he saved my life literally last March. But he would be so funny. I'd go in and I'd sit down with him, and he'd say, I got a gripe. All right, I'll give it 15 minutes and I'm done griping. And literally at 15 minutes, he's like, okay, we're at 15 minutes. I'm done. Now, what can we control? What are we going to do? Wouldn't you like to multiply that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Sisters, thank you, because guess what? You are so darn smart and intuitive, because my next question is, you've been discussing this, is like looking at what are the trends, what's happening in the world, kind of rising above the noise to see what's and asking questions, surveys, getting in conversation. Hello, that's a category of one right there. Asking deep questions, doing deep work, but also then thinking about, where are the gaps? Where's this gap that, hey, they want to leave corporate, but yet they don't have their next gig, or they, as Gloria was saying, they've got this in Terry as well, and also Copy, they've got this current situation, but they really want to be over here. Okay. And this is a basic coaching distinction, is the gaps. Okay. Helping them close the gaps. But on a human level, where are the unmet needs? All right. Going deeper into, hey, they say, you know, attraction and retention is a problem, but Gloria, you already alluded to it, is like what's underneath that, you know? So part of our challenge today is to be thinking about, okay, what are the trends? Where are the gaps? Where are the unmet needs? And what also, another curious question, because we've just got a few minutes left in our time together, ouch, is your positioning around what are the biggest challenges that no one else seems to be solving? And guess what? No one will solve the problems like you can solve the problems. Okay. So they may have a system, a framework, a technology, a methodology, a program, blah, 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 a system, but no one can do it the way you do it. Okay. So you've already become a category of one. All right. And then finally is part of the challenge here for today is to be thinking again about where are the gaps, where are the unmet needs, what are the biggest challenges that no one seems to be solving, what are the big and expensive problems, okay? The big and expensive problems. And so the biggest question for today is, what are the ways you can help them solve these problems? This particular problem or these many problems, okay? What are the ways? And so I'm going to challenge each of you in our, between today and tomorrow, to be thinking about, literally, when you're done here with the call, take a moment, pour yourself a cup of tea, and literally think, okay, I could offer a group, I could offer a mentorship, I could offer a counsel, I could offer in-person retreats, I can offer an ebook, I can, just sit down and I challenge each of you, I'm going to do it myself. What are at least 20 different ways that you can help solve their biggest problem? And guess what? You get to define what the biggest problem is. Okay. Or the opportunity, or, help them capitalize on something. Okay. And of course, in your own way and how you do it, what's the experience you want to give them? Because Gloria, you'll testify to this, and all of you too, is when you bring people together in the way you do it, how you do it. Carol is getting ready to be a speaker at the ICF conference. I'm going to be meeting her there in September. And we're going to have a mixer at the International Coach Federation conference in Cincinnati. I'm going to have a little mixer there, a little get to know each other kind of fun thing. I'll be doing it in a way that's the way I'm doing it. Okay. And it'll be right for the people that it's right for. Yep. So how can you solve the problems, and how can you do it in a way that is an expression for you? You love it. You enjoy it. It works for you. You're in the flow. You're in the downstream, that no one else can do it the way you can do it. Okay. With, as we see, bringing people together with accountability, support, value, loving kindness. I think if nothing else, good Lord, the world needs more loving kindness, acceptance, rigor, positivity, optimism, hope, and plans for the future, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. You get to be the coach consultant that does that. Okay. So as we bring this to a close for today, day 2 of our challenge, is please make a list of the top 20 ways, or 20 ways that you can do what you do in only the way you do it. And how can you make a difference solving big problems that are expensive to your clients? Okay. And I assure you, when you get to 20, I want to challenge you to do another 20 and do another 20. And I'm going to even, like, the bonus challenge is, and I'm going to do it myself. When you come back tomorrow with 100 new solutions, your life and your business will change. 100 new solutions, 100. Okay. Get your notebook out, get your laptop on. There are no solutions that are out of bounds. Okay. All right. So day 1, talked about unique positioning. Oh, it was a great program yesterday. Today, we talked about how to innovate your current solutions come up with new solutions to current problems, okay? New opportunities. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to maximize your income and your revenue. And how do we capitalize and have a higher exchange of value with our clients? Okay. Curious what your biggest takeaway is from our time together. You just invested 56 minutes of your life in our program. And so I want to make sure that today was and always was valuable to you. This is a way to put a little bookend on our time together. Get away from the Big Mac diet. Yeah. Gloria, please.
For me, it's just kind of hearing other people's perspectives in terms of what they're seeing. And we've got some similarities, but obviously some additional insights too. So there's something nice about when the heads are nodding, when somebody on this group is talking, because it's like we're not crazy. We're seeing some of the same things. So it's just refreshing to be able to talk about some of the stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sparkle fingers to you. Love it. Good. Stay cool, dear. As always. For all of us. Yeah.
Done out here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Who is next? Your biggest takeaway? Yes. Copy. Thank you.
You know, I am at a point in my life and my career where I don't want to do what I don't want to do. And I only want to be around the people I want to be around. And so I am a heat-seeking missile for positivity and collaboration and love and joy. So there.
Love it. Love it. And so let's help you get more of it, girl. More
right.
of it. It's the good stuff, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Great. Carol, Terry, biggest takeaway.
I think the trends. I am always so interested when you think that big trend thing and you ask us to think of that big trend thing. And I don't often go there of my own accord. And so this will be an interesting challenge to try to figure out what I think is the biggest problem that I want to solve.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. And your raspberry sweater sister, Terry.
Yes.
And you're muted, dear. Yeah. Yeah.
Do what I said.
Oh, we can't hear you
You're
again.
muted again. Yep.
Back to muted again.
Okay.
Yes.
Better hand-eye coordination.
Okay. Love it.
I hit the button and it didn't unmute.
Yeah, okay.
No, we got the psychic memo.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Thank you. Was there a biggest takeaway? Highlight?
Yes, and
affirmation?
to what everybody else said. Really appreciate the interactive part, hearing what other people are seeing, and seeing that some smart, capable women we're catching some of the same things, because it's really easy for us to be spending our time, as I said, either alone or in client mode, where we're focused on what they need. So
Thank you. Love it. Okay. Ladies, we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same Batwoman channel. Okay. Love it. We're going to talk about money tomorrow. Okay. Mwah. Love you. Thank you.
guys.
Loved every second of it. Mwah. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks. Thank you. Bye-bye.